Welcome to the Zeekr 001. A very fitting start for this very first episode, which is 001 for your boy. I'm Nico and welcome to the Zeekr 001 once again. Alright guys, welcome to the Zeekr 001, and right behind me, this beautiful thing is the long-range edition of the Zeekr 001. Might I add, this is an EV and it's one of the most luxurious ones out here in the metro. You can quote me on that one. So let's address the elephant in the room. Not this gigantic thing, but the price. For the long-range edition, which is the entry model, it will come in at about 3.625 million pesos. And it is quite hefty, but you get everything that comes with this beautiful car. Every single centavo is worth it. So let's go check it out. So let's start with the exterior of the Zeekr 001. As you can see, we have a luxury EV in the form of a wagon. Now, if I were to explain the size of this thing, if you put it beside a mid-size SUV or even an MPV, this thing is big. This thing is a behemoth on the road, which is also a good thing because, you know, it has the presence and it has the styling to go along with that. And while we're on the topic of styling, I like what Zeekr did here for this entry-level long-range model that comes in standard at 21 inches for the rims, paired with the Goodyears on 255/45. So you got some pretty wide tires to go along with the rims. Now if we move down over here, we have some sleek styling that Zeekr did. We have some nice body lines coming all the way from the back to kind of accentuate the curves and the lines of the body. Moving to the rear of the car, we can see that, like I just said, it is a wagon. So you have this slope that's coming on the back of the car, very beautiful to go along with these LED taillights. You can see that Zeekr went with the LED taillights here on the side, on both sides for that matter, and a unibar that actually illuminates when I open the car. Ta-da! Yeah. It has a little animation that it does every time you open and close the car. Now, since we're here in the rear, we might as well show you guys what the trunk looks like. So, simple as just pressing it over here. You have amazing trunk space here in the rear. We have a cover for when this closes down. We also have a top cover just so that it adds an extra level of privacy when you keep your stuff here. Now, I don't have an exact figure for the liter capacity of this, but I can tell you it's more than enough for your daily needs. But if I really think about it, I think it's even better that I put myself in the car. Yeah. Yep. Probably two of me can fit it. Hey, Ice, what are you doing? Bro, dude. So, Ice, my guy who was shooting me, obviously decided to trap me in there and take me for hostage. But thankfully, I fought for my life and I'm out here. But anyway, as we check out the trunk, as you could see, it was really big. You have extra storage space here. And if you wanted to keep some stuff private and keep the charging wire, you have more than enough space down here. When you look here on the right side, we have a subwoofer. We have the tie-down latches over here, so if you were to strap some things down, there are accessibility ports for that. Now also, if you wanted to add more space on this thing, you just have to press this button right here, like so. Sorry, it's a pull. And just like that, the back row comes down for extra storage space. I think that's a plus for me. So as we come to the front of the car, I need to show you guys something first. The car comes with an RFID key provided by Zeekr and the key fob. So on the key fob, you can unlock the car like so. And as you can see, the side mirrors come out, the door handles come out, and then the LED lights come on. So here in the front, as we're talking about it earlier, we have the beautifully designed LED headlights here for your high beam and your low beam, as well as your DRL right here up top. But the beauty of it when you're driving at night is when you're turning the car, the inner part here, I can't tell you where because there's so many lights. It also has corner assisted lighting. So when you're coming in on the right and it's a dark spot, the light will automatically turn on as you turn the steering wheel, so it illuminates the right side or the left side of the car. So as you can see right here, the logo of Zeekr has the letter Z coming down the middle, and it translates down here with the grill on the bottom. A lot of Z's. It's a branding thing. But if we look at the design and safety aspect of this car, we have not one camera, not two cameras, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a whole bunch of cameras in this car. So being safe on the road is practically like, it's just there. Like if you need cameras, it's all here. I have one camera, this has 10. Come on, Zeekr, I need to step up my game. So for the Zeekr 001 Long Range Edition that we have here, this is equipped with a 100 kilowatt battery, which in theory should give you about 620 kilometers of range. Now, if I think about that, that's like going from Green Hills to Batangas, and Batangas to Green Hills, and to Tagaytay, and Green Hills, and you can go a lot of places on around 620 kilometers of range. Now, the power on this car, we are looking at about 277 horsepower under this big behemoth of a wagon. And mind you, it's EV. It does pack a punch. Now, if I floored it, it should take about 7.9 seconds to get to 100 kilometers per hour. That's approximate. And I would guess it would depend what mode you're in. But on that note, since it is an EV, it is very torque happy. This thing has 343 Newton meters of torque, and that, my friends, paired with a rear-wheel drive car, that's a lot of fun. And take my word for it, it's really, really fun. So, let's see what it's like being a backseat passenger at the back of the Zeekr 001. Now, I stand about 5'8.5" on a good day, and when I wear my Air Force Ones, and in this case my Travis Scotts, I could be 5'9", a little hefty, but I feel like an executive back here. And what I mean by that is I have so much leg room down here and so much living space and comfort in the back seat. Now, mind you, this is a wagon. There's nothing more I could ask for as a passenger than amazing leg room, aircon vent that I can control by myself on the side of the door, in the middle, and on top of that, I don't know, the seats that they use here are so comfy. I could live back here, honestly. And just as I spoke about the center console, being a passenger in the back, the amenities are plenty. So you have a holder here which I will put my trusty iPhone. It sticks out just a little bit, but it shouldn't be that bad when you're moving because it's just a place to keep it. But on the note of phones, Zeekr didn't skimp out here. They gave us a Type-C port on the left side, which can charge up to 60 watts. Now that is fast charging for the phones that are available. And we have your traditional Type-A USB on the right side. And better part is, you don't have to see it when you don't need it. I think that's a great touch. Now, if you are traveling as a 4-person group, or maybe even just riding as a passenger princess or prince, you can do this. That's an armrest, and a pretty big one, I might say, that not only has a little storage box here for diamond bracelets or maybe, I don't know, a notebook. It has a lot of space, and it has 2 cup holders here that have little brackets inside that come out to kind of just, you know, suck in a drink that you may have. But come on, is this not enough luxury for you? On top of the fact that if you look up here, we have a panoramic sunroof, moonroof for some of you, that is actually SPF 50 tinted. But you do have the option to have this tinted if you feel like it's not good enough. But let me tell you, today is a hot day, and I think this is really blocking out the sun really well. Good job, Zeekr. So as we come along here to the driver's cockpit, I have my drink. Let me point it out right away. This is a big one. No problem. So now that we're in the cockpit of the car, the driver's seat, let me tell you, this bucket seat is made for comfort, aside from the fact that it really hugs your body and offers amazing lumbar support that you can adjust down here on the side. We'll show you that in a minute. But if we look at the steering wheel and we really just take it in, this is, it's up there. This is right up there with most luxury brands, and considering that this is an EV, I might have to change my perception on EVs. So on that note, talking about luxury, Zeekr decided to go with the leather steering wheel that I might say it's very, very nice. Now, I can't be too sure if this is pleather or actual leather, but I don't mind either because it's as premium as it gets. Now, as we get to the middle of the steering wheel, we have the logo of Zeekr here. We have a talk-to-speech, so that will engage Zeekr. We have a mute button, we have a back, and the best part of this steering wheel are the 2 sides of it, because these are 2 haptic feedback touchpads. Now tell me, can you name any other brand that does this? I think I can wait, because Zeekr's doing something really good here. So right up top here, we have an 8-inch OLED screen that tells you the kilometers per hour, how much battery and range you have. On the right hand side, it would be your entertainment. So if you're using the Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay, and in this case, we're using the radio, it displays it on the right. Right below that, we have the time and we have the temperature. We also have the warning lights, like over here, we have the park sensor on because we are parked on the side, and it just automatically turns on. Now, if we also look a little further in between the steering wheel and the display screen, there is this little black area here, which under it have infrared sensors that read my face. Now, I can't tell you how many people actually can read my face, other than my girlfriend maybe, but this is sensing whether if you're driving and you're distracted, it will notify the system to let you know via haptic vibrations that you are distracted driving, and you do not want that. So safety features on this thing are really on par with other luxury vehicles out there, and maybe we can say that Zeekr has taken it a step further. So on the note of pointing out features in this car, which are plentiful, let's try out the 60-watt wireless charger. And just like that, it's charging. Now, if we turn that off, you could see a little reflection, and that's a great touch from Zeekr. An illuminated red Zeekr sign right there. Now above this, we have the trunk button, which will open the trunk. We have a hazard button. And by the way, this is haptic feedback, so whenever you touch it, you get a little vibration. We have the other air conditioning controls here, accompanied by ambient lighting, all wrapped in this beautiful leather that they've used. And right here on the side is the volume knob, which if we turn it up, we could hear the volume, but we do not want to get demonetized. And if you press it, it mutes or plays the song that you're playing, pause play, or mute. And then right beside it is the drive selector. So we have reverse when you put it all the way up. We have neutral, we have drive, and it has a very beautiful feedback that when you push it up once, you feel it, but if you push it up twice, it has two feedbacks when you actually press it. Now let me put it back in park. Just as easy as that. Alright, so if you notice this other button that I didn't get to talk about, I'm gonna ask my friend Ice over here, our cameraman, to help me out with this. So if you want to feel like 007 in 001, you press this, and we have a glove compartment opener right there. Ta-da! Is that the deed to your house?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so you're giving me your house?
Yeah.
Thank you. So right here in front, it's something that you cannot miss. Even a blind person wouldn't miss this. It's so big. So if we were to measure this, this is about 15. I think this is about a 15 to 15 and a half OLED display screen for the Zeekr 001. Now, I think it might be one of the best OLED screens that I've ever used in a car because it's so quick, it's so precise with everything that you touch, and this is where pretty much the whole car is controlled. So if we go here, you could see all the apps that we have on the car. We have Android Auto, we have Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, camera, gallery, we'll get into that a little more, and my car. Now if you go to my car, it tells you all the statistics of the car, like the tire pressure, your trip options, and when to service. Now if we go back to the menu screen, this is where we can get into changing drive modes. So we have comfort, we have eco, we have sport, and we also have customized. Now, mind you, you can customize everything about this car, from the way you like your seats, like so, to the way you like the lights in your car. We could have it with red, with the ambient lighting. We could have it in yellow, blue, what have you. We could even adjust how you like the doors are unlocked. If you like it to automatically open for all doors or just a single door, it's all here. Now, this is something that we will show you later on in the video, just to stick around, but we have the car at about 41% and it's showing 220 estimated kilometers on range with this battery. Now, that is amazing. I go through my car, my personal car, 220 kilometers on a full tank of gas in a Toyota Fortuner in about 2 weeks. This is at 41%, half the capacity of the battery at the full tank of my regular gas car. If your mind is not blown, mine definitely is. So just a couple of other features just before we go out for a little drive. We have a heads-up display here, so it is really centered for the driver. Right now, I can see it dead in the middle. It's telling me the speed that we have, which is 0 kilometers per hour. And then if I were to touch the right side of this, there's an interactive menu up there as to where the position is of my finger. And that shows you whether you can skip the next song, to turn up the volume, and other things as well. Now, to go along with what I said earlier, that this is a premium car, this leather, Alcantara, and plastic that you have all kind of comes into one and really shows the lengths that Zeekr went to make the interior of this car so very, very luxurious and pleasing to the eye. Now, we do have the highlights here of rose gold, which I might say for some might be a great touch, for some maybe not. It really comes down to personal preference. But it really all ties together very well. One last thing that I'd really like to note, I myself, I love music. I can't live without it. This car, the entry-level Zeekr 001, comes with a whopping 8-speaker sound system. And I have to admit, it really, really sounds amazing. You guys remember how I mentioned that there were 10 cameras in this car? Well, this is one of them. And the funny thing about this one is down here, when I press this button on the screen, or if I touch the screen, and I press this button right here, so there's a camera right in front in this area that takes your frontal view from the car. But if I press this button right here, you can see us. Now, I don't know personally what I would do with this, but if you're going on a road trip with your friends, or maybe want to document and do car vlogs like we're doing at the moment, this is a feature that really I did not expect. Did you? I mean, who would have thought of this? The possibilities, really. So, you know, the normal thing is when we drive normal cars, naturally aspirated gas cars, we have to put up with the issue of parking. But since we have an EV, I'm gonna show you a little hack that you get from owning a fully electric vehicle. So we're pulling up into the parking lot of one of the malls out here, and I can guarantee you that we find a parking spot in less than 5 minutes, maybe. So I just got my parking ticket, and if you guys can see, it looks a little full today. But I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that because we have this guy right here. And if we started the timer, which I should have done, I already found parking. In less than 5 minutes, I've found a parking spot, and thank you to the onboard assist here from the Zeekr, we've arrived. And that's the power of having an EV, a fully electric vehicle, because you have parking spots dedicated for you at parking lots at most malls that you can come across around the metro. Now, they're really promoting and pushing for the EV movement here in our country, and I'm all for it because, look, you spend the money to own a vehicle like this, you deserve to have your own special parking spot so that while you're at the mall with your family, with your friends, eating, going about your day, you can park it, charge your car so that you can extend the range in whatever car you're driving. And this specific vehicle, we have the Zeekr. I'm gonna go charge it up now. Let's go check that out. So like I mentioned, we are in an EV dedicated spot, parking spot for that matter, because like I said, malls are really pushing for the movement here in our country to support EV vehicles. And in this case, we have a Shell recharge station. So it's as easy as this. Take it. And then now I go eat, because while I'm eating, it's charging my car, extending the range, and by the time I get back, I probably have another extra 50 kilometers. It really depends, but based off of this is a Type 2 charger, and it's supposed to charge up to 100 kilowatts, which is what the battery is. there's some sort of fast charging going on in here. And Zeekr, they know what they're doing. Now you see, the best part about owning an electric vehicle obviously is the free charging at the malls. They're really promoting free charging at the malls because not many people own EVs, and I guess this is their way of really saying, you know, let's help out the environment, let's give you guys more incentives to kind of make the most of your vehicle. Great job. So we're inside the car and it's telling me that we have approximately 3 hours and 1 minute till we reach 100% on this battery. It's showing the current voltage, the electric current, the power that's being delivered to the battery via the shell charge port outside. It's a lot of technical things to know, but it's good to know that it's there. So for all you tech guys out there, this is some extra features that you'd like to know. It's here for you. The Zeekr really thought this through. But one other thing that I really enjoy about this Zeekr is the fact that I can do this as a driver. One of the other things I really appreciate, so we're here charging right now, but let's say you don't want to go out and eat, you don't want to go around the mall, you want to just be in the comforts of your luxurious Zeekr 001, we can do this. It's called driver rest. I press that, it dims the lights, my seat is going back into my relaxed position, and now I can take a little nap while the car is charging. I love this. This is a great touch from Zeekr. I'm all for it. Now I gotta cut this first. I'm gonna take a nap, bro.
Brother.
Yo, I forgot to mention, because we're charging and the car is just charging, the aircon's on too. So this driving position or driver rest mode doesn't turn off anything. It gives me the comfort of being inside my Zeekr 001 to fully enjoy this driver rest mode. But so since ice woke me up, thanks bro, I'm gonna go back to my normal position just the way I left it a while ago. It will take me back to my original driving position that I had set, and we're back to normal. We can go now, but I have to go unplug it first. EV problems. So the Zeekr 001 features a 100 kilowatt hour battery. Now, if I don't know numbers, 100 is a lot. And with that, it entails a quote-unquote 620 kilometer range. Now, on my gas Fortuner, when I fill up on a full tank that costs about 3,500 pesos, yes, that is a lot, I only get a realistic amount of 290. This gets 2 times, 3 times of that. That's kind of crazy. And at this very moment, I'm gonna show you guys, we are at 41%, and it's telling me that I have 259 kilometers to go. Now, if my math is right, that can get me from here in Green Hills all the way to Batangas and back with 42% battery. To my gas car friends out there, I think we have something on our hands right here. Electric might be the way of the future. So I just came from inside the car, I pressed stop charging, and it's simple as taking it out, putting it back, and it closes it for you. Although you could press the button, there is a button on there, I'll show you guys. Check this out. You could, as I pulled away, it closed, but you could also press it, and then, ta-da! Zeekr magic. Let's go. So if you ask me what it's like driving the Zeekr 001, this thing is smooth, it is very comfy, and when you need the power, it really just delivers it like a punch to the face from Manny Pacquiao. Though I've never tried it and I never want to, this is the closest thing to a punch to the face that you'll get. A whopping 343 Newton meters of torque. Now that's a lot. That's like up there with some rally cars that I know. They probably have a little more, like 400 plus, but it's enough torque to make you be at the back of your seat. It throws you back into the seat. Now, if we're talking about power, this thing is putting out about 277 horsepower. Easy enough to get through daily tasks and get in and out of traffic, especially on the highway. When you need to get across the lane and go overtake somebody like we will do in a second, it does it with ease. You have no, you don't get any lack of power in any situation. Going uphill, downhill, the Zeekr 001 definitely gets the job done. So driving the Zeekr 001, you have all the comforts of a luxury car, all packed into this luxury EV from Zeekr. And you know, just driving it is just, it's a walk in the park. It's a treat for those who wanted an everyday EV that brings you luxury met with comfort and anything you could actually ask for. This is great. I could get used to this. Now, we all know how bad traffic can get in the metro. And if you come from a typical car, you know, like your Toyota Fortuner or whatever it may be, you would have your foot pressed on the brake while you're in traffic like this. Now, thankfully, Zeekr thought it through because traffic is this bad. It automatically engages the brake, so my right foot can come off the brake. It's doing it for me. And when I need to go, like right now, I just step on the accelerator and we go. Just amazing, amazing tech nowadays. Good job, Zeekr. So if you guys wanted to check out more of this car, please do check out Autohub in Global City and schedule a test drive for the Zeekr 001. This is Nico again. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Peace.